Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my updated rod and reel arsenal because I've gotten a few new reels and rods in the past few weeks that I thought I'd share with you guys. So hope you guys enjoy and be sure to watch to the end. For my first rod, I have an Abu Garcia Mike Iaconelli series rod. It's a 7'2" medium heavy rod, which is probably your best for just all around fishing. You can do a lot of different things on it. On this, I throw jigs, chatterbaits, swim baits, sometimes small squirtable crankbaits, jerkbaits sometimes. It's a really good all-around rod, like I said. And on this rod, I have a Shimano Corrado reel on it. It's a 7.4-to-1 gear ratio, which is kind of in the middle for gear ratios. Not too fast, not too slow. You can do a lot of different things with it. For my next rod, I have a favorite absolute AP Bastian series rod. And it's a 7'6" heavy rod. This is my crankbait rod. It's a lot heavier than my Abu Garcia Mike Iaconelli rod. But on this, I have an Abu Garcia Revo S. It's not the best reel, but it does the job. It's a slow gear ratio, which is why I use it on this rod. And it throws deep crankbaits pretty well. I have a square ball in here right now, but typically I throw that on the 7'2" medium heavy. It throws it a little bit better, plus it's easier on my body because it's not nearly as heavy as this rod. For my next rod, I have a favorite Defender rod paired with a Shimano Corrado DC. And the rod is a 7'2" medium. This is the only thing I use on this is jigs and Texas rigs. Primarily jigs. Sometimes I'll flip this rod, but not too often because it's not very heavy. But this is a great rod. I love favorite rods. I have 4 of them now. Love every single one of them. They do really well. They're really durable, and they're really high quality. This is a carbon rod, so it has really good sensitivity. And the grips are awesome on this. It looks cool, which is another good perk of this. And this reel works really well too. It's a 7.4-to-1 gear ratio, like my Chronarch. I haven't backlashed it yet. The DC is awesome. I did a full review on that reel if you want to go check that out. And yeah, so I've caught a lot of fish on this rod, held up great, haven't had any problems with this so far, and hopefully I don't have any in the future. For my next rod, I have my frog fishing rod, and this is a Cabelas XML Bass rod, and it's a 7'3" heavy. The main reason I bought this rod is because it's short, because a lot of the ponds I fish at have trees around them, and it was hard to find a heavy rod with a pretty fast and a fast tip on it. But I found this one, and it's probably not the highest quality rod you can buy, but it's really practical for me. I can cast even in those tight spaces because it's not like a 7'9" like your normal frog rod. And it still holds up pretty well. It has the backbone to get those fish out of the weeds, and it has the tip to give the frog the right action. And I use some other top water. Sometimes I'll use like spooks on this rod also. But yeah, it's a decent rod. The reel's an 8.1-to-1 gear ratio. It's a lot faster than my other Revo S. And on this I have 50-pound braid, which you're going to need at least 50-pound braid for frog fishing, typically. And yeah, so if you're going to get a frog rod, make sure it has a heavy backbone and a fast tip. The next rod I have is an Abu Garcia Veritas 2.0 rod, and it's paired with a Quantum Smoke spinning reel. On this rod, it's a 6'6" medium heavy, and it's a pretty stiff rod. It's graphite, so it's got decent sensitivity. And on this, I mainly just throw drop shots, because I've always liked a shorter rod for drop shots, and a stiffer rod to cast those big heavy weights pretty well. And yeah, it's worked great for me. I have 12-pound, I think, mono on here. I would probably suggest fluorocarbon if you're throwing drop shots, but I didn't have any, so I put mono on there. But yeah, it's a decent rod. It's held up really nicely so far, and yeah. Alright, and for my final rod, it is a favorite balance paired with a Shimano Sahara. The reel size is a 2500, which is probably your standard size as far as bass fishing goes. You probably really don't need much heavier than that, unless you're throwing crankbaits on a spinning rod. But it's a good reel. It's really smooth. It has nice bearings, a nice gear system. It has the Hagani body, so it's 100% steel. The grip's nice. This rod is a 7'3" moderate fast, so it's a pretty light rod. It doesn't have much of a backbone to it, but on this I'm primarily throwing shaky heads and finesse worms, so I don't really need too much power in it. I was looking for more sensitivity, which this rod has great sensitivity. I love it so far. I just got this a few days ago, so I haven't tried it too much. Haven't caught a fish on it yet, sadly. And yeah, the grips are nice. It's a graphite rod, like most favorites are, and it's really nice. It's a good price. Favorites having a 20% off sale throughout the country right now until I think June 16th. So if you want to go check out Favorite, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, their rods are awesome. They're made in the U.S., and I love them so far. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe below. And also comment some video ideas you'd like to see, or suggestions you think I could do to make my content better. I'm always looking for good feedback. Some of you guys have already left some already, and I really appreciate that. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.